I always default to what is going to be entertaining. You know, what is it about this space, this ride, whatever the experience is, that is going to have some emotional connection to the guest. And for me, that was a big challenge on the cruise ship because they were lounges and staterooms and, you know, kid spaces. Some were easier to find that emotional connection because, like the kid spaces, you could introduce Disney characters that come with all that kind of, people know who they are, what film they were in, and so it kind of does, you know, a lot of what we do is just about finding the trigger point, you know, because when we use existing IP, people already know that those characters and things. So that part's always easier. But I know, I'm sure many of my colleagues here are the same thing when you're given something like a hotel or you're given something like a cruise ship. I mean, we know, I mean, part of it is understanding our brand, what people come to expect from the brand. They want to be entertained. And I think we've evolved to this place. We've got so much rich IP that's available to us, and it's great that we can mine all that. But for me, it's always about kind of boiling down the essence of what it is that people love about Disney. And I think it's the story, and it's having some emotional connection to it. So something like a lounge in a cruise ship. You know, first off, finding a story, like Joe says, you know, you got to find that core, like dig deep and find what is that core story piece about it. And sometimes our stories are used as a narrative, like Tom's making films, and that's a narrative. But sometimes the stories are more of a subtext for us as designers. We use the story to make choices. We filter our choices through there, and then hopefully when it all comes out and the guests walk through, it becomes this cohesive piece, like a French champagne bar. You know, we talked about, you know, the kinds of materials and the things that would be there. And maybe sometimes going as deep as creating characters that might have been the proprietor. Not that necessarily the guests are going to see it, but you talk about the characters and such, and then they become a filter too. That, well, what would they do to, you know, create this kind of space? So bottom line is always about thinking about the entertainment piece.
A number of you are